This is the Confident One Conshizzy Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4, and have an amazing guest in the building. It needs no introduction. He's the funniest man on Kenyan TV. I call him Kenya's Jimmy Fallon. Dr.Kingori in the building. Karibu sana. This is Conshizzy's podcast, The Confident One.
Thank you, man.
Good to see you.
That's high praise. Good to see you too.
Yeah. So are we going to laugh today?
Long time. That's too much pressure, Bana. Hey, once you put the tag on me at the funniest
man on Kenyan TV.
I think
Pressure.
you don't watch Kenyan TV.
Actually,
You just outed yourself.
I only watch you on TV. I mean, I don't think I watch any other person.
Serious? That's again. I see. That's high praise. Last time we had you on TV, we were talking about weed.
You're talking about marijuana.
Yes. How far are you with the campaign?
We are still, the year has ended, but we're going to intensify the campaign in 2023.
I think you're a passive campaigner. I tried to get you to admit to smoking and you refused. You ducked that question for like a whole hour. But this is not national TV. Do you
This
smoke?
is a podcast, yeah?
Do you smoke?
Let me say...
Kwenda huko, achana na hiyo story. You advocate for something you cannot even defend in public. That's how you know you're doing wrong.
That's why the agenda is not aligning. But anyone that knows me personally, they can answer that. The jury's out there.
Or anyone that knows you personally.
Yeah.
I
They
know
hang
you
out with
personally, but I
Conshizzy.
can't answer that. Good vibes.
So welcome, Dr.
Asante sana.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Pia.
You know, like you said, the last time I guess we were on set was on your TV show.
Yeah.
It's a big TV show, and I want to commend you before we even go forward.
Thank you, sir.
It's almost 8 years now. 8 years now on TV.
This is our 7th year.
Seven.
Yes,
But now 2023 is 8 years
No, it's our year starts in November, so this is our 7th year
on TV.
Yes.
Consistency. That's
Yes,
longevity.
Every week.
Every week.
Yes.
How do you do that, man?
I think we have a team, a very able team that
Yeah.
helps me gather content. And another thing, there's never a dull moment in Kenya. So I guess we hit a nerve where we get continuous supply of content.
Yeah.
And I think I'm blessed to be one of the people who has been charged to be presenting the fun that we have
Yeah.
out there in Kenya.
Okay.
In fact, there's word going around that I know this. Some people may take this as insensitive, but just take it for the joke it is.
Okay.
That it's not, if you are depressed in Kenya, it's your fault. Because there's no dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Yep.
You need to laugh.
Yeah,
There must be something to make you laugh.
definitely.
I mean, big up, Dr. I want to take you back to an year that's familiar to you, and a place too. Embu County.
Yes, sir.
You spent a couple of years there, around
Yes.
19 years.
First 19 years of my life, yes.
You know, the first time I learned about this, I didn't. That's where you grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that? And what's the fondest memory about Embu? And what did you pick from it? Growing up there, the experience.
Embu carries a lot of lessons for me.
Yeah, lessons.
Embu also informs the person I am today.
Okay.
Because before I got exposed to some of the literature
Okay.
I'm exposed to nowadays,
Yeah.
I used to find tribalism something very curious.
Okay.
I was very curious to know how people are divided
Along tribal lines. It's crazy.
Yes. But when I got deeper into understanding human nature, I found that it's interesting to say this, but the human psyche is very wide, and tribalism also is just one of the elements
Of the human.
of the human nature, because people are divided into the common groups, into the groups they have something in common with.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? That's why in Kenya we'll talk about someone speaks this language, someone who doesn't.
Yeah.
And when you step out of the tribe cocoon, we have people who are divided based on age.
And class
old
also.
People are like this. Younger people are like this. We have generational divisions. We have Gen Z. We have millennials. When you step out of that,
Class
we have
also.
race. Yes, we
Yeah.
have class. We have hustler dynasty.
Yeah, true.
We have race, black and white. And I think it's interesting to go through this process of learning and understanding people more. I'm a fan of
The human behavior.
I'm a fan of people, yes. I'm a fan of people like that.
Yeah, okay.
So my Embu is an interesting experience because, in fact, nowadays, when I want to unwind, I just...
you take a drive there?
Yes, it's just to Embu. I hang out in different places. Sometimes people wouldn't even know that I was in Embu, but I think it brings the vibe of calming me down and stuff.
So that's your escape, the place you go and reconnect.
Yep.
When was the last time you were there?
Last week, but one.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean...
Yes.
And, the first time we interacted, what I picked from you was you're very respectful, attentive, of course, and very funny. So how have you been like this all your life? Or this is just, that's you? For people who don't know you?
My primary school teacher would sue you for saying that. Because I was a record holder as a noisemaker growing up.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite moments in primary school, wasn't then, but it is now, was when I was sent away from school for something that I had done.
Okay.
I used to prefer taking my dad instead of my mom because my mom would spell different results. So I thought my dad was always on my side. So one time I actually got sent away and I insisted on taking my dad.
What did you do? Can you share that?
Yeah. So my class teacher comes with a 32-page book.
Yeah.
Started opening page by page, showing my dad my name. Like, morning, see your son's name, afternoon, evening prep, your son, all the pages. It was almost full. And then my dad was like, oh, I see he attends all the classes. No, the teacher was like, no, that's the noisemaker's book. So for me, you saying that I'm quiet and attentive is an interesting compliment. It shows growth.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows a different
and
perspective.
very respectful. Yeah. Okay.
Different person that I've become. That's a mark of growth.
All right. I mean, and growth, I mean, we all need growth.
Yeah.
And speaking about your mom, she wanted you to be a medical doctor.
Yes.
But you told her, I'm going to be a doctor regardless at the end of the day.
Yeah. I practice the best medicine and I think she enjoyed
Laughter
that.
is the best medicine.
Yes.
So what does she think about you today? Is she a big fan of you?
She took a long time before she respected what
The
I
craft.
do now.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. She says, I'm in the career for lazy people. She believes
She thinks you're lazy.
Yeah, she believes in physical work.
Okay.
In fact, the first time I called my mom, having appeared on the newspaper, full page.
Yeah.
I called her, hey mom,
I'm in the paper.
Yes,
today.
yes, you need to go buy today's paper. And when she got the paper, she got it. I kept calling. And then when she got the paper, she told me, yes, I got it.
Yeah.
And I was hoping for great feedback, like she would be proud.
What she say?
And she was like, you couldn't find another belt to appear with on a newspaper. It was criticism that nobody had talked about.
Okay.
Don't get this wrong. She's my biggest fan. She's good people.
Yeah.
But it took a long time before because we've had our struggles based on what she wants for me and what I want for me.
Yeah.
And I think the first time it hit her that I'm doing something impactful was she was in a very remote place in this country.
Okay.
And then at this shop she was on, there were posters of some advertising, posters for some project we were doing, a nationwide campaign.
All right.
And I was also on the billboard.
Your face was on the billboard.
Yes. So her struggle to convince this shopkeeper that this is her son
It was
changed her perspective totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
you're
she
like,
started
you can't be the mom.
Yes,
you can't be the mom.
It was so unlikely.
Okay.
And then she started calling now with different agendas. Like, hey, I need a new dress. I've already passed through this town with the same dress. So people know
I'm embarrassing
your mother.
you. I'm Dr. Kingori's mom.
Thank you. I don't want to embarrass you, Father. So it came at a cost. The recognition of what to do came at a cost now. Yes.
Big up Mama Daktari. I know she's watching.
Good people. She's good people.
Yeah, big up to her. And I mean, the thing is, most now I know you're a dad now. You're a dad and you have beautiful daughters.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think about now, you as a dad and your mom not appreciating art at that time? What have you done differently now as a dad and seeing your folks not appreciating that art, the artistic side of you that time?
When it comes to career choices for children, again, literature that I have been exposed to has opened my mind to different possibilities. Like the generation of our parents believed in 5 top careers: a pilot, an engineer, a doctor, and
a lawyer.
A lawyer, yes. And there is another one that is very common, 5. It's called the Big 5.
Big 5, yeah.
Yes. But now you would be tempted to push your child towards a certain career.
Yeah.
And one day I was speaking to my daughter, and my eldest daughter.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's turning 10 now.
10, okay.
Yes. I asked her what she wanted to become. She said a saloonist.
Okay.
Yes, when she said a saloonist, the inner me would have been tempted
to say that's not a real job.
It's not a real job. But the exposed side of me, based on research and everything, and knowing that you can be big in every field you take.
Yeah, exactly.
I was able to encourage my daughter to be anything she wants to become, because now I know of saloonists in this town who said, for example, do the basic hairstyles. Like
even someone, a friend of mine, his name is Eric Wanwash. He's doing great, yeah.
Yeah. So I know these saloonists who can have one client for an hour, and they do a hairstyle, for example, for 3,500 shillings.
Even twisting locks, it costs around even 3K.
Or even 15K for one person.
Yeah.
So, and these people are very busy in that someone would even handle 10 clients in a day.
Yeah.
That's a person with the possibility of making between 30,000 and 50,000 in a day.
In a day. That's crazy money.
That's more than some of the pilots are making. That's more
even
than
lawyers.
some of the doctors
And
are
lawyers.
making. That's more than some even some of the big careers or people employed are making.
Yeah, true.
So in terms of talking to my daughters about the careers they pick, it's not so much about the money perceived to be in a certain career, but the love of what you do. Because when we go back to what we do, yes. If you love what you do it perfectly, you will definitely find someone to pay for it. So whichever path my child chooses, as long as it's a clear path, I'm able to encourage them and pump in all the energy and motivation they require to become what they want to be.
Can you recall, what did you tell your daughter on that day when she said, "Daddy, I want to be a saloonist"? What did you tell her?
If that's what you want to become, any form of support you need from me,
I will give it to you 100%.
Yes.
That's amazing. I mean, big up, Daktari. I feel like parents watching and listening, just let your kid be. Don't dictate the career.
Yes. Most parents pressure their children to try become who they want.
Yeah, they want to live their dream through their kids.
Rather than supporting your children to become themselves.
Yeah, very messed up. And I'm thinking, I want to shift and ask you about privacy. You've been a public figure. You're on TV, national TV, every Friday. How do you protect the privacy of your family, of course, your kids, and you block them from all the chaos, show business? It's chaotic. How do you protect their privacy and your privacy too?
I don't. I just live my life. And I've not created the environment that people, people only care about what you show them. So I live what my life. Them. I live my life. I don't feed a certain lifestyle on social media that people would want to be a part of, like, I'm dating so and so. This is happening in my life. I just live my life. I think my relationship with the audience and the people who watch what I do is comedy.
Okay.
Yes. And I believe for the years that I've done this, it has been limited to that.
Okay. Do people come up to you and they're like, you're funny. Can you make me laugh? In supermarkets,
of course, makes lots. Me wish I was a boxer.
So, can you recall like an irritating moment? Someone came up to you and make me laugh. You're Dr. Kingori, the funniest man on TV. I think with time, I grow less and less prone to being angry at people. Yes. Because I spend so much time understanding people. Okay. And I think one of the scariest things I've come to learn in regard to how people react, and I think it's scary for me, everything can be explained through a psychological background. By the way,
Yes, everything.
Every.
And the scariest part is even crime. Like I was exposed to something recently that sometimes the criminals and the criminal acts that we see in someone could be traced to your psychological composition, which can also be traced to even what your mother used to eat when she was pregnant with you. And I think it may sound like an excuse.
What she used to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it was interesting, very interesting. Like in the first 1,000 days, and I actually did this, I had a conversation with a nutritionist about this, that in the first 1,000 days of your life, from conception, that means from day zero, determines a lot of factors in the rest of your life.
Okay.
And also a psychological experiment was done on a serial rapist.
Okay. Wow.
This guy. And the explanation is this. For example, if you are in a meeting, in a public meeting, and there's a part of you that will be tempted to behave inappropriately.
In a certain way, programmed behavior.
Yes. Not necessarily programmed, but maybe using words that are inappropriate in a meeting, but there's a part of you that stops that.
Like a check and balance in
yes. Like curse words, for example. You would use them, but in an environment that is safe for you.
True.
So for the people who don't mind what they say, there's a part, I don't remember the actual
There's no
term.
check and balance,
Yes. There's a part of your brain that maybe is not fully developed.
Okay.
Yes. So when you see people behaving inappropriately, it can be traced to their
the structure, the human mind.
The structure of their mind, how they've been composed, a lot of what they eat, how it affects them. Like this guy, they found he was a convicted rapist. And one time he was he was released from prison. And then when he was released from prison, he did it again. And then he was hurt.
He did the same crime.
Yes. And in the hospital, he started actually making inappropriate requests to the nurses.
Okay.
And then when they did an MRI on him, they found that he had a tumor growing in his head, and the tumor was pressing on the part of the brain that is responsible for holding back some of the things you would think and not say.
All right.
And when the tumor was removed, he went back to normal.
Wow.
Right?
You could have made a brilliant doctor. What about going back to med school?
I'll try. So you see, some of the behaviors that you'll find as inappropriate from people, like say, nichekeshe, or someone, there's another element that I deal with a lot, entitlement. You had not even seen someone, and they're like, "Usalimiangi watu."
When it's time.
And you had not even seen them. You understand that they're probably dealing with something that they don't know yet.
It's about. It goes beyond just, it's beyond what you see.
Yep.
I mean, Daktari, I know you're a very happy person. What does happiness mean to you? I know you're happy. You're not, you're happy. What does happiness mean to you?
Happiness is not a state.
Okay.
Happiness is not a destination. I think the closest definition I've come across, some people talk of happiness. Happiness, basically, the basic definition is when expectations are met. Right? It's when your expectations match.
All right.
With the results that you find.
End result.
With the results that you find. For example, you expect something from me. Let's say, for example, from this conversation, you were expecting some money, let's say 100,000. And then you get 50,000.
The expectation is,
There's a certain way you'll feel. Let's say you're expecting 100,000, you get 100,000, there's a certain state you'll be. People say that happiness comes from within, happiness comes from without. There's a very complex explanation of happiness comes from in between, like partly externally, partly internally. But the people who learn to manage their expectations about the world in general
are the happiest.
Yes. Are the happiest.
Okay. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. So manage your expectation and you'll be happy.
Not necessarily. That's just one
of the
Yes, that's just one of them. But happiness is, say for example, for me, it has very many definitions. But it's how you feel when your expectations are met. That is happiness.
Okay.
So you can determine your rates of happiness based on how you decide to train yourself to respond to expectations.
By the way. Absolutely, that's brilliant. Do you have dark days? How do you deal with dark days? I know you're not always... how do you deal with the dark days when you feel like low? How do you deal with that?
You understand the seasons. There's a reason we have rainy seasons. There's a reason we have
very practical
dry seasons. Yes.
Okay.
So the way the world has been created, nothing is constant.
Yeah.
Right?
Changing times all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Everything changes.
Yes. I've learned to lower my expectations.
Yeah.
I try as much as possible to understand the principles of life.
Yeah.
Say, for example, you would expect that in the world, everything good to happen to you, but there's nothing like good things happening to you constantly.
Yeah,
right?
You must have downtime.
There's a reason for everything. That's why, what's your favorite car?
Favorite car? Okay, let me just say fast cars.
Fast cars.
Yeah, fast cars, yeah.
As in a car that you think that if you got, a car that you think if you got, you'll never look for another car again.
Let me just say a fast car is my favorite car.
A fast car?
Yeah.
Any fast car? But if you're given any fast car, there's a certain timeline to how long you can enjoy that car.
True, yeah.
Right? There's a certain set timeline.
Yeah.
Let's say you get a Ferrari. You can't enjoy a Ferrari for 20 years.
You want to go to a different brand, yeah.
Yes. So by understanding the seasons, by understanding that no situation is permanent, you are able to understand that if you have dark days, in fact, I can quote someone who said that you would have to be so unlucky to have the worst times running for 4 years consecutively.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You must have a bright day in between.
And every challenge presents you an opportunity for growth.
Okay.
Like when you're dealing with something, there are people who phrase it as what doesn't kill you, make you stronger.
Yeah, true.
So for every challenge, when you learn to live life from a point of interpreting challenges as an opportunity for growth, you would actually have a very different view of life. When you have dark days, let's say, for example, you break up with someone, means that by breaking up with them, let me say it backwards. You have an ex, right? And you have met another person.
Yes.
Don't you feel in most cases that after you meet this new person, you're like, why was I even?
By the way, dating that other person.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's a brilliant way of saying it. Dr. Kingori, this is the Confident One Conshizzy podcast. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with Dr. This is the Confident One Conshizzy podcast. Back with Dr. Dr. Kingori is in the building. I mean, inspiring confidence. Dr.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to find out about your comedy style, because what I've learned and picked from you is you inform people at the same time. It's fun, but you also inform people, because even when I came on your show, you were informing people about the law and weed. And
why did you start with the law instead of weed?
Oh, weed and the law. Does that sound better?
Yeah.
So how can you describe your style? Because most comedians out here, they just make us laugh. They don't inform us. But you show you've had doctors, you have pilots, you have just people to educate and inform. So how can you describe your comedy?
I think you regard me too highly.
I think I do. That's why I invited you on my podcast.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm humbled. I'm just like any other comedian. Just that I tend to find more comedy in areas that I'm curious about.
Okay.
I was curious about weed. Instead of smoking, I can talk to Conshizzy. So I learn from other people's experiences.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's about curiosity.
Yes. It's mostly about curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah. My latest production actually was about a spam bank. I actually did a full documentary
watched
about
that.
spam banks in Kenya. Yes.
And I saw you asking how much it is to donate spams, and you're in a hospital. I saw that.
And I actually received an email this week of someone who wants to go masturbate for school fees. Like he wanted me to.
He wants to masturbate for a cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. That's a clean one. It's a clean one. Yes.
Okay. I guess I mean I can give you a run for your money on Friday night. I can be funny.
That's good.
That's amazing.
Good vibes,
I mean, So because I noticed you inform people at the same time, it's comedy, but it's information. You're happy, you laugh, but you learn something.
I'm just a comedian. The information is a coincidence.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Dr.
Sir.
When did you find out? When did it hit you that things had changed for you? When is that day it hit you? Things have changed for me. I mean, I'm huge. I'm famous. I mean, when did that hit you?
Oh, to be honest, I don't think I'm famous.
You don't think you're famous?
I don't think you're famous. I don't think I'm famous. Yeah, no, for it. I don't.
Everyone knows you. You're on TV every Friday, national TV.
I don't think everyone knows me. I think you know me, and then
They know you.
Other people know me. I don't think I'm famous.
So when did it hit you, like things had changed for you? When did it like hit you? Oh yeah, things have changed for me.
By then, now that you talk about that,
Yeah.
I have never
Thought about it.
sat down and thought about me from that perspective.
Okay.
I just know that I've had moments in my life
Yeah.
that I've made decisions that could have been. I don't think I would be here if I hadn't taken those actions. The first time was 6th February 2012.
Yeah.
I have defining moments.
Like what happened in 2012?
I was backstage. The first time I was to perform, the first time I performed in front of
A live audience.
a live audience of
Okay.
1,500 people.
That's crazy.
But the first time I performed in front of an audience of
1,500 people.
I remember I thought backstage whether, and it was very serious, whether I had to do this. Like, do I have to stand?
Do I need to go on stage? Yeah.
Can't I just find another job? I could go back and do something else. And I almost considered it.
Okay.
The
Backstage.
decision-
People are
yes.
waiting to see Dr. Kingori.
Yes. That decision spelled the next 12 months of my life.
Wow.
Performing as the only comedian who did consecutive events in that monthly comedy event then. It was called Kenya Corner.
Yeah, I remember Kenya Corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
That decision is how I got to NTV as a writer for a different program. And that decision is how the Wicked Edition was birthed, because I play the scenarios differently.
Yes.
And I don't see it any other way. So that's why I believe that success is on the other side of fear.
Yes, success
fear,
on the other side of fear.
Yes. So my journey, the small achievements I've made up to now, have been decisions that are behind ideas or things that I could have not taken a decision on.
Okay.
So those are the moments I think of. I've never sat down and thought of how
about,
famous I am
or
big things happening.
So what does success mean to you?
Success is different.
Okay.
I came across a very interesting story in a book. These people were in a yacht. A very successful man had organized a yacht.
You can't be in a yacht if you're not successful.
So this writer, this author, someone challenged this author. Akamwambia, the owner of this yacht has made so much money in this life, makes so much money in 1 hour than your book has made in 2 years.
In 2 years, wow.
And it was a very successful book.
Yeah.
And then this author told the guy that the owner of the yacht will never have something that he, the author, has.
Wow.
What was that? Enough. So when you look at life from the perspective of what is success, do you know someone who has, let's say, 10,000 bob to his name could be more successful
than someone with 10 million?
Or a billion.
A billion, yeah.
Right? So success is also a state of mind.
Okay.
Totally.
You can have 100 bob, you feel successful, you're good.
Yes, it can be success.
State of mind.
Because most of the things that we people think is success is a zero-sum game. When you think having all the cars, all the finest things in the world is success, you get there, you're miserable, right?
Yeah.
You can also get there and you're happy. It's success. I think it's only success if you're enjoying it.
All right.
If whatever place you're in,
if you're enjoying it, that's success.
You're successful.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. We're inspiring confidence with the one and only Daktari. I was thinking about pre-ritual practices. How do you prepare for your show? Do you have rituals? Like you pray, eat a certain food? How do you prepare for your shows?
No, I just don't eat.
Mm-hmm. You don't eat?
Yeah. I just don't eat.
When you're recording, you don't eat?
No, for the weekend edition.
Yeah.
No, most of the times when I performing, I don't eat. I think it's because of I have a bad history with food before something important.
Oh, okay. Can't mess up your tummy.
I was traveling. I think in Form 2, I had an experience of revenge eating. You know revenge eating?
Yeah.
Like we had gone, we had traveled to my shags to bury my grandfather.
Oh, sorry about that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. And then it was in Siaya. So when I got there in high school, we had this thing that shout out to Ngove Boys. It's a good school.
That's in Embu.
Yes, in Embu.
Big up.
So we used to eat one meat.
Like one piece of meat.
Yes, one piece of meat twice a week.
Wow.
So when you go home,
you want to eat all the meat.
You want to meat.
To meat.
Yes. Now, I was exposed to meat that I cannot finish.
All right.
So at my grandfather's funeral on my mother's side,
ate a lot.
Yes. And I made sure it was revenge eating, because if it's chicken, I have to eat it roasted, fried, and
boiled, anything.
Yes, boiled, everything. Yeah. And then I go to a sheep, and then I go to a goat. I sampled all the animals. I think the only animal I didn't eat then was a pig. But all domestic animals you can name at that funeral, I sampled the different version of cooking them.
Wow.
And I ate this on a day that we were traveling by bus at night.
Wow.
And
so you can only imagine what happened.
Yeah. So the first sign of trouble was first sign of trouble. Before the bus came, I asked for some, like, I took a bathroom break.
Yes.
I was called from the washroom to the bus. So my cousin thought that it would be wise to take something like Stony, because the soda is.
Yeah, the soda.
Because we grew up thinking Stony was medicine.
Yeah, by the way.
Stony
biggest misconception, even to date.
Yes, I hate that. I got so pressed in the bus, and you see, we had booked a seat. I was traveling with two cousins of mine and my uncle.
Yes.
So to save on money, the four of us, 2 cousins and an uncle, yes. So we booked, the Kenyan buses have 3 seats on one side, 2 seats on one side.
Yeah.
So we paid on the side where we have 3 seats so that we could save on the cost of one.
Okay.
So I got so pressed and I told my cousin.
That you should have told the driver.
No, I didn't tell the driver first.
Okay.
So I told my cousins that things were bad.
The things are thick.
Yes, things are thick. So when I told her, she's a lady. When I told her, I didn't tell my uncle because that's top level. So
the hierarchy.
Yes, the hierarchy of. So we didn't want to. You first deal with this level of. Yeah. We were seated on the second last seat to the back.
Okay.
So she advised me to go tell the conductor if they could stop the bus. And I think I did that. So we didn't tell my uncle. I went to the conductor. I told him that, hey, I'm pressed. Could you just stop the bus? I'll just rush in the bush, blow one out, and then come back.
Yeah.
I think he shouted at me. It was like, we mjinga huyu huku ni wapi unataka gari simame.
Wow, okay.
I went back. Didn't tell my uncle, told my cousin. So we hatched a plan that we exchanged seats. She was on the window. So I could come to the window, then lower my trousers a bit, and then she would just draw the window, then I'll and then come back, just blow one out. And the emergency is always when you deal with pressing matters first. So we agreed on that plan.
Yeah.
So when she pushed everything went to plan.
This is real life story.
Yes, this is real life.
Okay.
This happened. I think the buses actually we traveled on was called Dolphin coaches. Yes. So when my cousin pushed the window for me, I sat on the window. It's like the woman who was behind was waiting for us. She hit me so hard with an umbrella, I had to come back. So I came back. And I think I didn't expect the umbrella, right? I didn't expect the umbrella. So when I was hit, I think everything disappeared.
It was like,
for a minute.
For a minute.
Yes,
Not entirely.
Yes. Let's leave that story there for the next podcast. Right. But it's a true story.
If you want to find out what happened, go subscribe
next
to Conshizzy podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
Right, Doctor. All right, Doctor, I want to find out, has your success changed your circle? Are the guys you grew up with in Embu, are they still your friends? Has that changed? Has success changed your circle?
I've been the same person ever since.
Same friends?
Not same friends per se, but I don't think anyone have changed my relationships based on
your success.
Who I am.
All right, okay.
No, I've changed. I may have changed based on what I want and how we build each other on an individual capacity and no relation to what I do.
To your success.
Yes.
So you still have the same friends you grew up with. Do you have some, like 3, 4?
I have a lot of people who I keep tabs with.
All right.
There are people when I get to Embu, I have to call first.
Okay.
In most cases, when I go when I visit Embu for social calls.
All right. You still call them, you hang out. What do they think about your success? Of course, you say it's a state of mind. What do they think about that? I mean, they see you on TV every Friday. Are they happy for you?
I believe everyone is happy for what I've done now.
Okay.
I think let's call them achievements. I believe most genuine people, most people are genuinely happy about the things I've achieved.
All right.
I celebrate those who've been inspired because most people who know me from where we came from can actually classify myself as a testimony.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, and today you're inspiring confidence to the next comedian, entrepreneur.
On Conshizzy.
On Conshizzy's podcast.
Yes.
What do you miss most about being famous? Not being famous, sorry. What do you miss most about not being famous?
I don't think I'm famous. I just live my life.
What do you miss most about being a normal, just citizen? What do you miss most?
No, I've always been very easygoing person.
Easygoing. Yeah, I know you're very easygoing.
I don't do, even before I was doing comedy.
Yeah.
I always have a very tight space of hanging out, going to where I need to go. I don't hang out in public so much even before I started doing comedy.
Okay. That was you.
My most comfortable public place is on a stage.
Okay.
So I may not have noticed so much differences in my life.
Oh, because you're not in public spaces often, unless you're doing a show.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun? Like, like apart from, of course, making us laugh. I know that's fun. What else do you do for fun?
You want me to say sex, right?
I mean, it's a fun activity.
No.
This is a grown-ass podcast. So
I don't want to say everybody's hobby, but I think what I do for fun mostly, I enjoy road trips.
Road trips.
Listening to
music.
Good music, yes.
What do you listen to? Or are you listening to right now? Album, artist?
No. I listen to, in every genre, I have a specific song I listen to.
Like hip-hop, number one?
Actually started listening to hip-hop because of Octopizzo.
Octopizzo.
He had a song on top, Octopizzo on top. I used to sing that word for word.
Are you personal friends?
Then, no. Then I've met him though.
Okay.
He's a good guy, very sharp.
All right.
From there, I started listening to Calligraph. I listened to everybody, but I've listened to Coolio in terms of old school.
Okay.
There are certain specific songs I listen to.
You're very intentional.
Yes. But mostly my playlist doesn't have new music.
All right.
I listen to old school music.
Also.
Yes.
All right. And reggae dancehall? Who do you listen to?
Man,
Is that?
I'm a big fan of music that came between 2000 and 2010. I
Sean
believe.
Paul.
Yes.
Shag, yeah.
Yes. I believe the best music came out around that time.
It was the best music ears, by
Yes,
the way.
yes. If you ask me, I can debate anyone on that conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how do you let me see, who do you consider, how do you see the music industry in Kenya? Because I mean, you've said you listen to Kali Okto, but what do you think has changed for the music business right now in 2022 compared to when you started listening to these acts?
The availability of platforms, different platforms to churn out music has intensified competition and reduced the quality of music.
All right.
And the principles of quality are the same. You have to put in time, and
good production,
to good production, and I think that also informs shelf life.
All right.
When you listen to some of the old school music, I was shocked to learn that people who did the so-called zilizopendwa used to invest up to 1 year or more to produce one song. And the interesting thing is that when you listen to those songs, you can listen to them today and you'll never get bored. And of course, I understand the nostalgia factor in them, but the quality of music is different compared to, yes, someone may produce good music today, but it may not have a shelf life of more than a week.
True, yeah.
Yes.
Longevity, there's no longevity.
Yes.
Okay.
I think longevity is directly proportional to the amount of attention paid in creating the music.
The music. Wow,
yes.
Interesting. If you're watching right now and you're an artist, take some notes from Tariq. He's a doctor.
No, those factors may not apply in the world of today, because you have Diamond churning out hits after hits. How do you compete with that?
By the way,
you can't go producing one song in 6 months like Nameless used to do, but they were proper bangers. Like I know that. True. Nameless, I think, used to produce music like twice a year.
Even Red Sun.
Yes, but when they produced a song, then
it's a banger.
It was
a hit.
Banger. Yes.
It's a hit.
But I've gone back to listen to some of the music we celebrated then, and I was like, oh dear Lord, how did we let this slide?
By the way.
Yes.
All right. Yes. And the comedy industry in Kenya right now, it's a big industry.
Yeah.
We have #1 TV shows like your show. We have big concerts. Laugh industry shows and all this. What do you think has been the biggest boost to the comedy industry in Kenya? Apart from, of course, having content, like you say, there's so much content. Apart from content, what do you think has been the biggest boost for comedy in Kenya?
Again, platforms.
Platforms, yeah.
But then the platforms have changed the game so much now.
Yeah.
We have other comedians cropping up on TikTok, on
social media. It's crazy. It's a monster.
On Instagram, 15 seconds, someone already has made you laugh. The highs are very fast.
Okay.
And this changes the game, because the format of entertainment that you needed to create a setup before, you hit someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very spontaneous now.
Yes. It's slowing down.
Okay.
People don't have the patience of watching an hour.
In fact, we talked about this sometime last year. The patience.
Yes. The patience is dying down. There was an experiment actually that showed that from reading too much texts and short messages, students nowadays psychologically are struggling to read books.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Because of
you're used to short messages.
Yes. And the messages home. So I think the platforms are increasing and the game is changing in terms of packaging. So instead of let's say doing a full comedy production, comedy house, people have reduced to skits.
Yeah, 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Very fast,
30 seconds,
and you're done. Saves on production costs. But now you need to change the game to fit in most cases.
Do you think that has longevity? The short skits people are doing on social media, Instagram and TikTok, do you think they can keep doing that for a minute?
They can keep doing that because the world has changed. You can't, if you don't fit in, you'll be phased out in most cases. Right? And when people enjoy watching short stuff,
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, they've already gotten a high. You have to give. I don't think, in most cases, it's a sad thing that content. I don't think it's sad. I think that's how it has always been. Content conforms to the audience, and it's the audience who dictate what they want to see. If the market dictates, in this case, that's how the shapes up. Yes. You fit in.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like it's a future digital space. Kingori, I mean, Daktari, you've done so many episodes.
Yeah.
You know, I checked our episode with Makaka. It was episode 213.
213.
213, if I remember well.
We are now at episode 285.
285.
Yes.
That's crazy. So I want to find out which episode stood out for you. Which episode do you recall this was a bestseller? Let me just say that.
The best episode for me.
Yeah.
First of all, we go back to me being on the show. Most episodes, in fact, not most episodes.
Yeah.
We don't do the show for me. We do the show for
the masses,
Kenyans. So I always say this, that I can't have a favorite episode because I don't do them for me. And the surprising thing about that show is that sometimes I meet people who celebrate episodes that I did not even think people would celebrate that much.
Did they celebrate ours?
Of course we did. In fact, by the one of the things people tell us is that hawezi pendwa na kila mtu, we si bangi.
Yeah.
So your episode, we talked about kitu inapendwa na kila mtu.
Yeah, everyone, yeah.
Yes. And you see, every episode, I guarantee you this, we have someone who gives us feedback that was the best episode they've ever seen.
Okay.
So every episode that we do is the best that someone out there has ever seen.
It was crazy because I got called by even people I went to, primary school with.
Exactly.
Like, we saw you on Dr. Kingori. I'm like, oh, that's not me. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, so you don't, and a personality, someone like I don't know, struck you, a personality maybe. Let's talk about a personality, 2 or 3.
Someone I talked about recently,
Yeah.
I didn't know him like that.
Yeah.
Prezo, we did an interview with him.
CMB.
Yes. CMB is so sharp as a person.
Yeah.
Like talking to him, he's very clever.
Okay.
As in, that for me shocked me on set. Like, have you ever had someone speaking and you're like,
Wow.
oh, you don't even need the so-called kikis for people to recognize and respect you.
You're organically smart.
Yes, he is. I've enjoyed conversations with so many people. It's a learning platform for me. I've had conversations with, I think some of the episodes I've enjoyed personally are the most that I have so much to learn from.
Okay.
We've had conversation with neurosurgeons, 2 neurosurgeons in the
I saw
country.
that. They were 2.
Yeah, Dr. Beverly Cheserem and Dr. Kitungu. That was interesting for me because
Okay.
it was a learning experience.
Yeah, okay.
We've done so many of them that I think it would be unfair to pinpoint specific one, because for every episode, if we go on YouTube and you pick an episode, I'll tell you something special about it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's why I'm trying to pin you down and ask you the personality that struck you. Also, so when I know you've met so many people. I think everyone that's quote unquote prominent in this country has been on your show.
Almost
Arguably.
Almost, yes.
Almost everyone.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment when, these personalities, they show up and they're so excited to see you and it hits you, actually do impact on people? It surprises you, Like, let's say a personality shows up, someone you maybe look up to too, and they tell you how amazing you are on TV, and it hits you. You've really impacted on people who you didn't even think you could impact on.
I think for me,
Yeah.
I respect everybody. So I respect everybody so much.
You've been politically correct now.
No. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I respect everybody so much in that I believe, and it's an experience. Pick anyone, even in the room that we are in.
Yeah.
If you sit down with anyone for 20 minutes for a legit conversation,
Yes.
you'll find something that even you will be shocked to learn.
True.
And when I learned that about everybody, I'm genuinely excited to meet everybody. That reaction that you're talking about, the feel about that was when I went to Parliament.
Okay.
I went to Parliament to pick something from a colleague who was covering something in Parliament, and they couldn't come. And when I met people who were excited to meet me
they're
in
crazy.
Parliament,
And
some of them I didn't even know them,
Yeah.
right? It was an interesting thing. I was like, do you even get time to watch TV?
Yeah.
Yes. And we've also had experiences of my colleagues coming back to me from different places with feedback about our show from areas we never expected to get feedback from.
Okay.
And it has also not been very, very, very rosy doing that show.
Okay.
In terms of experiences, we've had extremely bad experiences. Like sometimes we do matchups. Hey, we did an episode where we were hoping we invited a guest because of the stories about him from humble beginnings and stuff. A prominent lawyer in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came to the show, and he noticed that we wanted to do an inspirational episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's a prominent lawyer, and
yes.
He had invited Nduthi guy on the show.
Oh, so they were supposed to be on set together.
Yes, he called me on the side and he told me
I can't be on set with this
can't
guy.
be on set with Nduthi guy.
Wow.
And in fact, he has so many deals out there that if
he appears on TV, that guy,
he may lose them.
Wow.
So he actually suggested that I interview him first,
and the guy next,
and then interview the guy separately, and then go join the footage.
Wow.
We've never aired that.
And this is a prominent lawyer. Someone
Yes.
we know, of course.
Yes.
Of course, we won't mention names, but that was very harsh.
Yeah. I don't know. I hated that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's crazy. Why would someone do that? And you said like he moved from he came from a very humble beginning.
Yes. And I thought he would
lawyer.
actually I thought he would actually celebrate
the guy.
Not necessarily the guy. Celebrate the
story.
The story, his story, share it from an inspirational perspective.
But he said, I can't get on set with this guy.
Yes.
Wow. That was I feel like whoever he is.
He knows himself, but we won't mention names.
Of course, yeah.
And
we don't want to get subbed.
People will not know who he is because we have never aired that episode.
All right. Okay. Anyway, at the end of the day, human beings, like you said, are human beings.
Yep.
So as we wrap up, Daktari, I have a thing called personality sentiments. I mention a name, and you talk about that personality. People you know maybe worked with, and you tell me or tell the people watching and listening, what do you think about them?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with someone you had on your show so many times. I wonder why he's always on your show. So can you take a guess?
Who is that?
He's a comedian.
A comedian?
Yeah.
Who's been on my show several
So
times?
he's here again.
Who would that be? We've had several people coming back on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Who could this be?
Can you take a guess?
Bernardo Diero?
Nope.
Who could this be?
Another guess, maybe? Last guess? He's been on your show so many times, a couple of times.
A couple of times. How many times?
Like 4 or 5.
We have someone who's been on the show 4 times.
Yeah, I've been keeping track.
Who could this be? Okay, nimekubali.
Jim Olemse.
I couldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
Jemo Willemse.
Yeah.
Jemo Willemse is very wise. I'm a fan of sharp people.
Mm-hmm.
He also, I think he invests a lot of time in learning new
And his
things.
content, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy listening to him talk.
So what do you think about his craft and him as a person, apart from being good vibes?
I respect Jemo a lot.
Okay.
And most of the things I know about him is that I think I enjoy the fact that I learn a lot from
him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He challenges me a lot.
And that's great.
Yes.
All right. Big up Jemo, who let me say. Next personality. I know you worked with him, but now, at some point in your career.
Yeah.
Larry Mado.
Larry defines a lot of things, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Larry has helped me navigate politics a lot.
Okay.
Larry also challenged me. Larry introduced me to a new form of comedy.
Okay.
I used to believe in stand-up so much. In fact, my first idea to do a TV show would have been a stand-up comedy show.
Okay.
But he showed me different formats of comedy and challenged me to do something. And he also opened a path to actually do that thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are good friends. I know you're very close to him.
Yes.
All right. Shouts going out to Mado.
Yes.
Last but not least, of course, Churchill. I know he's done a lot for comedy. What do you think about him and his work ethic, his personality?
I know this may come as a surprise, but I don't know him that much.
Okay.
But I've performed on Churchill show. I've met him twice or thrice in the span of my career. So I would be lying
if you say that
if I said something personal about him.
Okay. So he's not like a personal friend.
No.
All right. I mean, that's great. Daktari, thank you for coming.
Karibu sana.
Thank you for inspiring confidence with your show.
I hope I did.
Even my mom is a big fan of you.
Shout out to her.
She's going to be watching this.
Say
hi to
hi.
her.
Najua umesalimika.
In fact, how I became a fan of your show
Yes.
was through my brother. His name is Elino. So he introduced me to your show.
So shout out to Elino.
Yeah, you met him last time. I remember you guys had a conversation.
Yeah.
And he's the one who introduced everyone to that show. Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, hey, it's Friday. Yeah, let's watch. It's Friday. Let's watch.
Yes.
And I think it's been an amazing journey for you.
Thank you.
You've been inspiring so much confidence
Asante sana.
in show business, in the industry, in humanity, and keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan, and that's why we're here. Inspiring more confidence.
Asante sana. You should come back on the weekend edition again.
I mean, I'd love to come back
for good vibes.
And
should we wait for them to legalize weed?
And all those who cancel me can call me back again, because they can see me on your show and like, we should. Hey, is that you?
Okay, so.
But I don't need to. I don't need to come back and talk about weed again. We can talk about something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You've given up on weed.
I haven't given up, but I have a lot of content apart from weed content.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should call me back.
What else could we talk about?
We can talk about so many things.
Like?
Life, challenges, entrepreneurship. I'm an entrepreneur. We can talk.
Welcome back. Karibu tena.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be coming back again, of course. And also you're welcome again to Conshizzy's podcast.
Asante sana.
Yeah, anytime. We're going to have you back again. But thank you for making time for us and showing up and showing out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be here.
This is the Confident One, Conshizzy Podcast, Season 2. Dr.Kingori, the funniest man on Kenyan TV. Conshizzy said it. Where can we find you? The socials?
Dr. Kingori, Dr._Kingori.
Yes.
I spend a lot of time. My best platform to unwind is my Facebook page.
Facebook, yeah.
Actually, the greatest impression and description for the people on my Facebook page, someone said that it's the platform that will deny most people the ticket to heaven. It's the maddest comment section in the country. It's the cure for depression. You can check it out if you find time.
Yeah.
Dr._Kingori, Dr. King_Kingori on Instagram. I'm also very active on YouTube.
And Twitter.
Yes. And I've also we've opened another YouTube channel.
By the way, I was about to ask you that. Why the transition, you need to, how is that working out for you? Because you need to transition from traditional TV and radio to YouTube, because that's the future.
I've been on.
What's the name of the page? The new page?
It's just Dr. Kingori.
Okay.
I have Dr. Kingori and the Weekend Edition with the Dr. Kingori. On Dr. Kingori,
yeah.
I do. That's where I do most of the passion projects and fun conversations.
Okay.
What we're doing right now is health conversation with healthcare professionals.
All right.
We've had conversations with urologist, cardiac surgeons.
I should be on it. You should
yes.
Yeah.
What do you treat? Stress. Now, yes.
I treat criminal activities.
Oh yes, psychologists. We have conversations with medical professionals.
Yeah.
We are opening new playlist as time goes.
Okay.
So it's
all the best with that.
Having fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much too.
Yes.
All right, Dr. Thank you so much for coming once again.
Karibu.
You're welcome. Thank you for inspiring confidence. And this is the Confident One, Conshizzy Podcast, Dr. Kingori.
Asante.